careful of that thing. Touch your
If
leg,
you
be
guys,
sure.
I don't want to be careful. Be careful going around there. We just had lunch.
Ready?
We're ready?
Ready.
We're ready.
All right.
Go for it. Straddling the line? Yeah. Oh, shame on you.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So thanks everybody for joining us today. It's good to see you all again. I'm sorry that we have to meet like this under a tent and outside at appropriate social distance. If you can't hear me because of the mask, just please raise your hand. I'll try to speak up as loud as I can. But it's good to see you guys. I've missed you all. This is one of my favorite parts of my job, is to get to interact with you. It's been tough to not be able to walk into the senior center and say hello to all of you. And so this is the first time I've seen some of you since all of this took off back in March. I've seen a couple of you out and about town. I've stopped by a couple of your houses. I've made contact with some of you by phone, but it's really good to see all of your faces back, at least in the same place, and then hopefully we'll be able to get back in the building once things calm down here. It's really good to see you all. I know all of you, you all know me. I'm Sean Payne with Police Sergeant for the town of Sturbridge. I'm really introducing myself to the people that are watching us on TV. Steve Sandberg from the Sturbridge Access TV is nice enough to come and film this. Our thanks to Bruce Butcher and Leslie Long here at the Senior Center, Marcia Boyle Group. Also, this to my left, this is Mark Whiting. He's our intern from Westfield State. He's put a presentation together today on staying connected during the coronavirus and COVID-19. So I've reviewed that. I'm going to be talking about some of this stuff today. He's got handouts for you all, just slide by slide. But this has pretty much disrupted our entire way of life, being cooped up at home. And it's been tough for everybody to stay connected. Whereas human connection is one of the most important things for all of us at any age, really. I know that usually when I walk into the senior center, there's a few people sitting around at least interacting with each other, playing a card game or some puzzles, staying connected with each other. You can count on the fact that when you walk in to the senior center, you'd see Jerry putting together a puzzle at the table. And a lot of people's daily routines have been affected. So we wanted to talk to you guys about, even though you're cooped up at home, some of the things that you can be doing to stay connected. Avoiding immune system compromising diseases. I lost my train of thought there, I'm sorry. So because we're not able to all be in the same place, it's important that we do things to keep our minds working. Because our daily routines have been destroyed, we can't get out of the house. Now that we're in phase 3, we're able to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get to-go food, but we're still not back to normal. So some of the things that we can do to communicate with each other are utilizing all means of communication. So I'm on page 5 now, for those of you who are just getting the packet. But there are many different ways that we can all reach out to each other. So those include texting and talking and FaceTime and Zoom. How many of you guys are on FaceTime? Zoom, does anybody here Zoom? Everybody? If you didn't know what Zoom was before, so it's a program that you can put on your computer, tablet, smartphone, and it's a face-to-face virtual meeting. So you could be sitting on one end of town, and you could be sitting on the other end of the world, really, and you could be talking to her screen to screen. That's what it's called, Zoom. So I understand that some of it might be a foreign language. If you guys have your tablets or your smartphones here today, I'd be happy to take a look to try to install some of these programs for you and get you pointed in the right direction. I've turned into my dad as far as social networking and technology. I don't know a lot of it, but we've got someone from that generation here that can hopefully point us in the right direction. So Skype, Zoom, and Messenger, those are all services that you can use to stay connected. Most of them require a computer or a camera or an email, depending on what you have. I don't think it's safe for us right now to come into your house to look at your computers, but we can certainly look at your devices if you have them here today. Get you pointed in the right direction. One of the cool things that I learned after I reviewed the presentation was about the Grand Pad. It's like the iPad. It's for senior citizens. It's connected. It doesn't require a wireless connection. It's a commercial product. I'm not endorsing it one way or the other. I'm just telling you that this is one thing that I learned about that helps people stay connected. Ease of functionality, so you can tap the button and make a phone call or a FaceTime or a Zoom. You can get your news. It can send an alert to a loved one if you haven't dialed in today or yesterday or over a couple of days. There are settings so that you can, so that we would be alerted, or your loved ones, excuse me, would be alerted if you weren't using your GoPad.
And also a great part about it, like you mentioned, was that it is completely wireless free. So you don't need to have internet connection at your house. It's all done through data through a consumer cellular plan. And essentially what that means is that you could be right here, not accessing any Wi-Fi anywhere around us, but still have the functionality to go and make a phone call to somebody as if you're talking on the phone if you didn't have that device with you. And it's also a smaller tablet, so it's not some big, lunky, 20-pound thing that you have to carry around either.
So pretty much like a cell phone, it doesn't require that you log into the wireless network. It'll pick up, I think it's 4G LTE. It picks up right up the cell phone tower, and you can use it that way. So that's called Grand Pad. One of the other things to keep us sane is the importance of maintaining some consistency during the time of fear and uncertainty. And what that means is, just like we were talking, I know that I can count on seeing Jerry put together a puzzle when I walk in. Having a daily routine. So even though you're disrupted, are you okay hearing me right now? Okay. Even though we've been disrupted, we can still do things every day, starting from the second you wake up in the morning. So if you've got a cup of coffee that you brew and drink and you read the news, Jerry put together a puzzle, make a phone call to a loved one, say your prayers, have a meditation, do some exercise, walk around the neighborhood, eat your breakfast, have a routine that you can get into every day to keep your mind sharp. Because if you sit alone in your house and you're not connecting with anybody, you're going to start to come undone, come apart at the seams. So it's so important that you have a daily, weekly, monthly routine. Have a list. Wake up in the morning and what are you doing every day, Mike? You just rented, or you just bought an RV, right?
We're not going very far.
Not going far?
Well, we did go to South Carolina.
Is there anything you're doing with a daily routine? Anything that you're doing every day?
Back to work. Back to work now with the YMCA.
That's good. And I know you're volunteering with the CERT.
And then I'm trying to and I was walking the trails in town with my dog. If I didn't have anything to do.
That's nice. So, anybody else doing everything or anything every day? Anybody have a routine every day?
We play dominoes every day.
Dominoes every day. Who are you playing that with?
Good name. And I won yesterday.
And she won yesterday. That's awesome. Well, when the doors open here, I don't know if it's going to be next month or the month after that, I plan on whipping you all at dominoes and Scrabble or whatever other game. What are you playing? Boggle? What game is that with the words, where you stack the words?
Upwards.
Upwards. Stand by. Stand by for a whooping on Upwards. When the doors open here. Puzzles. That's good. Yeah. Those are all good things to do every day. The more in a routine you can stay, I think the better off you'll be. I know my parents are getting up there in age right now. Sorry, Mom and Dad. but they are. They're getting a little bit older right now, and I want to keep them with a routine. So I make sure that we're FaceTiming them every day so they get to see their grandkids. And they know they can count on the fact that their phone is going to ring and they'll be able to see my son and daughter. It's tough. We've seen them in person, but there's no hugging or handshaking or kissing. I'm sure it's really tough on them that they can't squeeze their grandkids. But at the very least, they know that they'll be able to see them on screen. So that's where we are. So it's important to know that routines can be set up even though things aren't the way they should be right now. Socially distant routine activities on page 9 now. So we just covered a lot of this, but things that you can do every day on a schedule. Going for a cruise around town, going to a park, sitting on a park bench, observing nature, calling a loved one or a friend, sitting and watching TV and movies. Make sure you get up and stretch. Netflix on my days off asked me, are you seriously still watching this? Do you want to keep watching this? I said, yes, I want to keep watching this. We're watching The Office. Great show. So, all of those things should be done at appropriate social distances. So one thing, I know that a lot of you are currently on our Are You OK program. That's something that Leslie and Marcia can help you get signed up for. If you're not already signed up, that's going to involve, when you wake up in the morning, calling the police department to let them know that you are in fact okay. You call our non-emergency number, the dispatcher will pick up the phone. You call, you say, hi, this is Frank, I'm okay today. If you don't call, we're going to send a police officer to your house just to make sure that everything's all right. We'll knock on the door, and we're not going to leave until you answer the door. And if we can't get into your house, we're going to call a loved one and see, he had a doctor's appointment. Did she go out for a walk? Do you think we should go in the house and look for her? But that's another tool to just make sure that you guys are okay. You can set that up right here at the senior center, and our dispatchers will wait for your call every morning. So that's something you can do.
Sean,
Yes.
is that just for Sturbridge or are the other towns doing this?
Other communities do it. Which town are you in?
I'm in Sturbridge.
Oh, okay. So, Sturbridge does it. I don't know about the surrounding towns, but there are programs in other towns and other states. So, I would encourage you, if you're not already set up for Are You OK, it costs nothing, and we're happy to get your phone call every day. The buddy system. So this is more staying connected. Even though it's something you might have learned back in your school days, it's a system of reaching out to one another and checking in to make sure that you're all okay.
So despite the Are You OK system being where you can reach out to the police department themselves, it's always a good idea to have somebody else that you can reach out to as well on a consistent basis. One of the hardest things is to maintain friendships during this time. I mean, I've got plenty of friends back from the school that I haven't even spoken to in a while because I haven't been doing my good part on staying connected to them, which it's unfortunate, but I know I'm going to be reaching out to them more and more now that I've got more of a consistent routine for day-to-day going on. But with the buddy system, I know it's something you just learned back in grade school even. It's all about just staying connected through all means necessary to keep in contact with one another and to have that stability and peace of mind knowing that somebody that you love or that you're friends with and you want to talk to them, it's a way to have them be able to reach out to you as well and ensure safety and security and peace of mind across the board.
Jerry, do you have a buddy that you call, anybody that you've been in touch with every day since all this started?
Every morning I call my sister.
That's good. Jerry calls his sister every morning. Do you guys call anybody every day? No? How about you?
What? Oh, somebody.
Do you have someone you call every day?
No.
No?
Maybe that's
Okay, good. So she's got her eye on you,
yeah.
and you've got your eye on her.
Restaurant out there.
Well, who's watching both of you guys?
You ain't telling.
All right. Do you have anyone you call every day?
She calls me every now and then. Pauline, my next door neighbor.
Try to call each other every day or knock on the door every day, even if you can't get within 6 feet of each other. Just to know that you're all okay. It gives you peace of mind to know that she's okay. It gives her peace of mind to let her know that you're okay. And it gives you both peace of mind to know that you're checking on each other. So that's good. What else have you guys been doing?
I got a list of 10 people in my little notebook that I call 1 or 2 every day, such as Pauline, Susano, other people from the senior center.
So Frank said he's got a list of 1 or 2 people, a list of about 10 people, and he calls 1 or 2 of them every day just to check in with them and see. That's a great idea. No shortage of numbers in your phone. So even if one person doesn't pick up, somebody else will. Just maintaining contact with the outside world every single day is so important.
I have roughly about 25 people that I call before.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I try to.
You got about 25 people on your list.
25 people on her list, so that's good. I'm not sure I can name 25 people that I know. That's awesome. We have Mark, 2, 3, 4, that's it. Go ahead.
We do a little bit different. I have about 15, 20 folks that we have a chat line that we all signed up for. So it's just a little thumbs up that everything's okay. If it's not,
So we've got a chat line here, 15 or 20 people on the same chat line. Is that on text message?
messenger.
Messenger. Through
Yeah.
Facebook?
Yep.
Through Facebook Messenger, a chat line of 15 to 20 people. And so do you check in every day with a thumbs up?
Absolutely.
That's good. And you make sure that all the other people check in as well?
If they don't, we make the phone call.
That's good. So if they don't check in on Facebook Messenger, someone's getting a phone call. Outstanding. Go ahead.
I get a text every morning from my son who lives in Connecticut. He sends me a picture of flowers from his garden. He's got a gorgeous yard. So I kidded him. I said, I never had a boyfriend that sent me flowers every day. And the other day he sent me a video picture, which I didn't know what it was. And he said, just wait, it's coming. And here it was, these flowers with bees. And they were buzzing, you could hear them, and they're moving around on my phone.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I keep in touch with, I have a couple of older friends that, one who always stayed here in the senior center, and I call her almost daily. And the other one, I just get, this is just your check-in call,
That's great.
And it's important that we stay, in touch with each other.
That is really important. One of the things we put on our window outside our kitchen at home is a bird feeder. And my wife put the seed in. We've been getting the most beautiful birds all spring and summer. And we've been taking pictures of those, or at least I have been. And I text them to my wife, and she texts them back to me. We send them to my parents. And that's one thing that's keeping us sane every day. It's beautiful. Something that I don't know before this I would have enjoyed, but not being able to get out and interact with people, that's brought some joy to all of our lives. My kids love it. My baby boy tweets at the bird feeder. It's pretty great.
We have a she has enjoyed it. They dive by and go through that juice all the time. She said it's
They've got a hummingbird feeder outside the window. That's wonderful.
it's hummingbird. Can they eat?
They can eat, yeah. It's a special, is it a sweet sugar water? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told her,
Yeah.
And then she could watch the birds too. She got to see a lot of oil, eat the jelly, oranges, and then get out there and fight. I mean, those birds out there for fun. She gets out there, you can't see them.
That's good. Yeah, we got the book from I forget the name of the guy, but every breed of bird you could possibly by color, and we've got one at the feeder. We can open up the book and see. Oh, that's the northern cardinal or something like that. No, really, it's been wonderful. I didn't expect to come here and talk about birds, but yeah,
And then all those birds, they like to fight.
the birds do like to
They
fight.
like to fight. I said, I don't know why they have to fight. They get free bread, they get no, somebody's feeding them, and they're fighting.
So
Got nothing better to do.
she's talking about why are the birds fighting? They get free rent. I told her let me do the jokes. It's okay.
I have his male cardinal. He will sit out and go tweet, 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 and I go tweet, and he wants me to go to the figure and she's on me, he's there.
That's good. Yeah.
We always talk about the
She also tweets at the birds.
If you talk about the negative things, I think one of the best things that's happened is that people are communicating with each other. I moved here from South Dakota almost 4 years ago. I have heard from all my friends in South Dakota, in Wyoming, Utah, regularly. We're keeping in contact with them. And I've got 4 kids, 11 grandchildren, and 14 great-grands. So my phone is ringing all the time. Plus, I have all my wonderful friends from here in the senior center. I think it's wonderful.
That's great. She's saying that one of the good things that's happened during the isolation is that her phone rings nonstop. Everybody that she knows, all her kids and grandkids, are in touch with her. Anybody else have a positive story to share?
Well, last night I went to see for a great grandson, 8 years old. He was in a baseball game. And they were losing 3-1. But in the last inning, they won.
They won. So her 8-year-old great grandson had a baseball game, and they won last night in dramatic fashion.
So I look at the kid and say, we're going to show up every time. So we can
Yeah, you have to go every time now.
Because his grandmother was there last Saturday, they lost, so.
That's right. So we're planning a special meeting for you guys sometime in August. We're not sure if it's going to be here or at the PD or on the town common, but there will be an event in August. So hopefully I'll get to see all of you guys there. Is there anything else anybody wants to share or ask or anything like that before we get out of here? Don't all jump up at once. Go ahead.
My nephew was going to get married in June. And of course, all the wedding things fell apart. So, they still went ahead and celebrated. And I got a call at 3:30 in the afternoon on that day saying, do you want to go to your wedding? It was like hot and humid in the morning from my doctor. He said, we're setting up a Zoom connection. So at least I was able to, and his grandparents were able to be part of the ceremony through Zoom.
That's really nice. So she's saying that was it your grandson?
No, my nephew.
Her nephew was going to get married in June, and the wedding was canceled, but the ceremony went on anyway. They were able to attend by Zoom, which is the future right now. That's how everything is being done right now. Face-to-face meetings at this point in time aren't possible in a lot of circumstances, and so people are getting together by Zoom. That's the direction that it's headed in. Did you have something?
When my sister-in-law died, we had her buried already, but they're going to have a memorial in August.
Memorial services by Zoom also. That's a shame. That's one other thing. People aren't able to grieve appropriately. There's no wakes or funerals. That's really sad to have to lay a loved one to rest and not be able to commemorate their life.
They can happen now.
They can't have
We
them now.
just laid them out and left on July 1st. And we have the funeral home, the church, plus the social distance in the cemetery.
Really sorry for your loss. Yeah.
I spoke with a lady today from Meals on Wheels who told me that Notre Dame Church in Southbridge is now open for worship.
Which church is that?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame Church in Southbridge is now open for
That's
worship.
what we had to do.
Yeah. Wow. So once those things start opening up again, church, places of worship, I think things will start getting back to normal a little bit. Once people can see each other. I think one of the things that I've been waiting for is baseball season to start. I'm a big baseball fan, and there's no baseball. I'll flip the channels every night, hoping for a ball game, and you can find one on Nesson from 1995 on this date. Yeah, who cares about that? Yeah.
We were, I had my great granddaughter's birthday, and so because we couldn't have a big party like they usually do, we decorated the cars and we had a big parade going to town.
East Brookfield.
That's a nice birthday parade through town in East Brookfield for your great granddaughter.
That was great.
And then we had one that we sit and watch the parade.
That's nice. Yeah.
We go along.
We participated in a couple things like that for people who live here in town. Just a quick drive by the house to toot the horn and flash the lights to say happy birthday or happy retirement. It's little things that we've been able to do to make someone's day just a little bit brighter in such a dark time. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I love to read, and now I've got plenty of time. And I have a son that lives in Mystic, Connecticut. And they have a library that puts out all these wonderful books that they don't want anymore. And every week he comes to see me and brings me an armful of books. Oh,
Wow, that's really nice. So she's saying she likes to read to pass the time. What book are you reading right now?
Last Chance.
Last Chance. And who is
It's
that
a,
by?
it's a detective kind of story.
It's a detective book. I
But
like
a
that.
little bit different.
Right now I'm reading Lone Survivor. Good book. I highly recommend it. I'm probably a third of the way through it. Anybody else reading a book right now?
I read all the time.
Good. So just an active reader. Go ahead. Nothing? Go ahead.
I have a daughter that's about 65. She said for 5 classes, she said 4 pages, and it too. And I thought I'm going to get Broadway 2 books, but they're gone. It's a big book, and it's a pages. And now I got a crossword about this big.
I'd encourage you to keep doing that stuff.
She don't want
Books,
me to get bored.
puzzles, crosswords, that's all stuff that's going to keep your brain active and healthy.
Our library in town here, you can call them up and tell them the kind of books you like to read in the office. And they will, you just go to the library, stay in your car, there's a special spot to sit, you call them up and say, I'm here to pick up my books. They come out from the library and they'll give you a bag of books. They also will give you a bag of movies if you want. I'm a big movie buff.
So we're learning now that Joshua Hyde Library here in town is a fantastic resource. If you call them and let them know what type of movies or books you like, they'll bring you out a bag to your car. You stay in your car, you don't go in the library, is that right? They bring it right out to you?
They bring that out. That's a copy of trunk and
That's a fantastic resource.
I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now. And then you can return, they move the book drop to the end of the sidewalk, so it's right near the driveway. So you can just get out of your car and drop books off, you know. Because otherwise you'd be hanging around. I'll get 6 or 7 books at a time. I've got 7 movies.
That's great.
And I'll go through that in a week and a half.
What are you guys doing for food? Takeout food or a lot of people cooking at home?
Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels.
A lot of takeout.
You cook all your own food?
We do all that.
Yeah. here and all types of different things. Anybody getting takeout food from anywhere? Yeah.
I got some from the Hearthstone.
Which one? Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
All right.
Freezer full of stuff here.
And Panera.
Panera Bread is open.
The seafood place.
Oh yeah. Sturber Seafood.
Teddy G's.
Teddy G's. Yeah. Anybody have anything else? Go ahead.
Are there any restaurants that you know are gonna close because of the pandemic here in town?
No. Go ahead.
Shoney's is not open.
Shoney's is not open, is the word I'm getting. Where is that?
Then it goes to McDonald's.
You mean Friendly's?
Friendly's. Yep. Friendly's closed. I heard it's just temporarily. But at least that's what the sign says.
They're doing pretty good,
That'd
man.
be a big loss for Sturbridge. Yeah. So we'll be putting together. Go ahead.
I think the senior citizens are probably doing better than any other age group, because we've been through a lot of things in our life, and we've survived it. So this was just something else. Okay, what am I gonna do? Like you're telling me, you have a routine, something to look forward to.
You guys are pretty resilient, that's for sure. We still worry about you though. I still worry about you. And I miss seeing all of you guys every day. It's been a pretty big void to fill. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, just like I said at the beginning, is walking in here and interacting with you guys. And that's, hopefully we'll be able to do that again soon. We're going to set one up for August. We don't know the date yet, but Leslie and I are going to meet after this. And then we'll be letting you all know when and where, but
I have a question. What are your children doing for school?
so my children, they haven't announced yet what they're going to be doing. We'll talk more when we're off TV about my kids. I'll show you pictures and all that. I can't hear you.
My son is in Dallas, my daughter's in Houston.
Are you in touch with them?
Yeah.
That's
they
good.
called me on Saturday, my birthday.
Happy birthday. That's great. Many happy returns. Birthday. So we'll let you know when and where, and we'll look forward to seeing you all.
I think it's my birthday. Is it your birthday?
It was yesterday or Saturday?
Saturday. 7/11 birthday. Well, happy birthday.
That's great. Should we sing happy birthday? I think we should. So next July 11th, we'll be having a party for you somewhere. We can all get together and have a piece of cake. All right?
It's a deal.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.